Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing second week important current affairs for July month. The session will be quite important and in this video a total of 16 questions will be discussed. So stay tuned till the end. Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. Let's go through a demo question. This will be giving you an insight about how important our daily current affair quiz part is. This is available in two formats. First is mobile application, that is CHSL mobile application available on Play Store for Android users, and second is our website chscloud.in, and these quiz will be very beneficial in mind mapping and will be helpful for the competitive exams. So the question asked here is, in July 24 and the Cyber Peace Foundation launched the Digital Shakti 5.0 campaign to digitally empower and upskill women and girls in cyberspace. So which organization and cyberspace? It is National Commission for Women and Cyber Peace. They have recently launched Digital Shakti 5.0, right? So this 5.0 means this is the fifth phase. This is the fifth phase of the Digital Shakti campaign, right? And where was this launched? The location is also important. It is Vigyan Bhavan, that is in New Delhi, right? And as the name suggests, Digital Shakti, correct? This means the project aims to digitally empower and upskill women. This will digitally empower and upskill women, right? So this will provide training and skills to the women and girls in the cyberspace. Cyberspace is basically your cyber security, correct? Take a note of this. And this scheme has been launched. This is the fifth phase of it, and this scheme is extended to reach 10 lakh women soon. Then if we look at the options here, if we talk about Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, remember Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and Mahindra, they have signed an MOU to initiate two pilot projects, right? And they are under the Drone Didi Yojana. First is your National Skill Center Institute will be set up in Hyderabad, Telangana, right? And two such centers will be coming up. One, as I mentioned, in Hyderabad, and second will be in Noida, UP. Correct? And this is a pilot project that will be focusing for empowering the women in the agriculture sector. Then if we talk about Ministry of Micro and Small Medium Enterprise here, so Union Minister Narayan Rane has launched 3 new initiatives, correct, to promote women entrepreneurship here during the 9th annual Shakti International Women Entrepreneur Summit held in New Delhi. Then if we talk about Ministry of Women, Child and Development, here remember recently a website that is for global good gender equality and gender equity and equality was launched in an event held in New Delhi, right? So these are your options. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Next, which ministry has recently designated as the nodal ministry for the Hajj Committee of India, that is a statutory body that organizes the Hajj pilgrimage for Indian pilgrims. So which is that ministry? It is Ministry of Minority Affairs. Earlier it was Ministry of External Affairs, and now this responsibility has been shifted to Ministry of Minority Affairs. This ministry is led by Union Minister Kiran Rijiju, right? Then the new rules called the Hajj Committee Amendment Rules of 2024 are now in place. Then if we talk about Ministry of Culture here, remember, this ministry is managed by Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi, and she has launched a revamped website, that is an upgraded website of the Archaeological Survey of India. Correct? And this was launched at the National Museum in New Delhi in order to showcase the rich and culture history of India. Moving on, which ministry has recently launched Project Pari, that is Public Art of India, to create various wall paintings, murals, sculptures and installations in public places in New Delhi? It is Ministry of Culture, right? So they have launched the Project Pari. What does Pari stands for? Public Art of India. Public Art of India. Right? This was launched at the 46th session of the World Heritage Committee. This is going to be held at Bharat Mandapam. And where is Bharat Mandapam? It is in New Delhi. And this Project Pari will make sure that we Indians can showcase our history, our culture on the roads, on the paintings, right? With the help of various murals, sculptures and installation in various public spaces. Next, according to Union Minister of Defence recent data, India's annual domestic defence production was approximately increased by how much? So India's domestic defense production was approximately 1.27 lakh crore rupees. Here we can see that we have shown an increase in the defense production, and that is around 16.7% growth has been seen in the defense production. This shows that India is now making heavily a bet on the Make in India, and now we are using our own companies for manufacturing of these technologies, these equipments that are required in the defense sector. Then if we talk about 1.25 lakh crore rupees here, remember PM Modi has launched schemes that will make India a manufacturing hub in the semiconductor sector, right? And that too, here also we are betting heavily, and for this only, remember, 1.25 lakh crore rupees projects were launched. And here if talk about which will be the hub, Gujarat is expected to be a hub for the semiconductor manufacturing. Next, who has been recently elected as the 9th president of Iran? So Masoud Pezeshkian, right? He's 69 years of age, and he has been elected as the 9th president of Iran. He will take over from Mohammad Mokhber. He has been serving as the interim president of Iran since the death of Ibrahim Raisi on 19th of May. And remember, late Ibrahim Raisi, he died because of a helicopter crash. Then if we talk about Abdel Fattah al-Sisi here, remember, he has taken oath to be the president of Egypt, and he will be the president of Egypt for the 3rd term. Next, who has been recently appointed as the interim managing director and chief executive officer of Bandhan Bank? So Ratan Kumar Kesh, right? He will be the interim managing director and CEO of Bandhan Bank Limited. Correct? Take a note of this. He is set to succeed whom? Chandrasekhar Ghosh. Then if we talk about Jagdeep Hansraj here, so remember, Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited has appointed Jagdeep Hansraj as the group president, of One Kotak. Next, name the organization that has recently delivered the first batch of 35,000 Kalashnikov AK-203 assault rifles to the Indian Army. Correct? So which is the organization that delivered this 35,000 Kalashnikov AK-203 assault rifles? This term is important. Directly question can be asked that AK-203 rifles was delivered to the Indian Army by which organization, and the location where they were manufactured. So which is that organization that delivered it? It is Indo-Russian Rifles Private Limited. This is a joint venture, and where these AK-203 assault rifles are being manufactured, they are manufactured in India only. Right? They are manufactured in India, and to be precise, it will be at the Korva Ordnance Factory, that is in Amethi, Uttar Pradesh. Next is NASA is set to launch a telescope that is named DASH in 2040 to find a proof of the extraterrestrial life, that is aliens and inhabited planets beyond our solar system. What is the name of that satellite? It is Habitable World Observatory, HWO. This is the name of the satellite. This will be launched by NASA. It will be launched by 2040, and the aim of this satellite is to basically study or to observe the alien life and find the alien lives in our ecosystem or in our solar system. Then if we talk about float, remember NASA, this is the mission of NASA, and they have planned to they have announced that they will be launching a railway station, or we can say they will be launching a railway system on moon, and it has been known as float. Next, name the battle tank that has recently undergone successful trials by the DRDO in Hazira, Gujarat. It is Zorawar. Right, this is the name of the tank, correct, that went under the successful trials, and where it went, it was in Hazira, Gujarat. This has been developed by DRDO. Correct, take a note of this. This tank weighs around 25 tons, and it is a very quick, or we can say fast moving tank, right? Then if we talk about Abhyas, here remember DRDO, they successfully conducted the test of a high speed expendable aerial target, that is HEAT, right? That is Abhyas. This was tested off the coast of ITR, that is Integrated Test Range, in Chandipur, Odisha, and it was tested by DRDO, and 4 such tests were done for this HEAT Abhyas. Next, who has recently won the F1 British Grand Prix held in England, UK? So, Lewis Hamilton. He is a driver for Mercedes. He belongs from Britain only, and he became the first F1 driver to win the race for the 9th time. Correct? And this was his 104th Grand Prix of Lewis Hamilton. Correct? Then who was on the second position? Max Verstappen, who drives for Red Bull, on second position, and on the third position was Lando Norris, who drives for McLaren. Next, name the American film producer who won the Academy Award for Titanic in the Best Picture category in 1997, who recently passed away in July month. So who he will be, or who he was? John Lando. Correct? He recently passed away. Then if we talk about Tim McGowan, Tim McGowan, he's an Oscar-winning American visual effects pioneer who passed away at the age of 86. Next, in July, the Ministry of Defense sanctioned over how much amount through their Technology Development Fund to enhance the capabilities in the cutting-edge technology and promote Atmanirbharta in defense sector. So we saw that we want to make manufacturing, or we want to establish the manufacturing of defense equipments and technology in India only to reduce the dependence for the imports. So for this, a technology development fund was established, and for this, Ministry of Defense has sanctioned 300 crore rupees, correct, through their technology development fund to enhance the manufacturing of technology so that it can promote Atmanirbharta in India. Next, according to the National Council of Applied Economic Research report in July 24, poverty in India is estimated to have declined to how much percent? It has declined to 8.5% in 2022 to 2024 from 21.2% that was in 2011 and 12. Correct? Take a note of this. Next is, according to RBI's measuring productivity at the industry level, India KLEMS database, India's employment rate provisionally grew at dash in FY24 from a growth of 3.2% in FY23. So according to the RBI's measuring productivity at the industry level, India's KLEMS database, India's unemployment rate provisionally grew at 6%. Right? Here this KLEMS, what does this stands for? It is capital, that is K, L is for labor, E is for energy, M is for material, and S is for service. Correct? So that's in these sectors we can say the employment rate has grown, and it was a 6% increase. Correct? We can say that RBI data showed that the employment in the country increased by 4.67 crore to 64.33 crore in FY24. So this amount, this is equal to 6% here. Right? Then if we talk about 7% here, remember Delhi based NCAER in their monthly economic review for April projected that Indian economy to grow faster than 7% in the financial year 25. Moving on, which ministry or organization has recently approved the proposal to display nutritional information regarding the total sugar, salt, and saturated fat in the bold and larger font sizes on labels of the packaged food? So, which is that ministry? Name that ministry. It is FSSAI, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, right? So, for sugar, salt, and saturated fats, their quantity should be mentioned in bold and large fonts, right? So that the consumer is aware about it, and no false advertisement should be there about any product, right? Whatever the quantity is there, it should be mentioned properly. Correct? Then next thing, remember, if we talk about Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, recently they have launched My CGHS application. This has been launched for the iPhone users, and this is basically to incorporate the CGHS beneficiaries in this system. Next, if we look at some awards here, e-rickshaw driver Aarti conferred with the UK's Women Empowerment Award, right? Then Chinnan Naik's film Sunflower Were the First to Know won the La Sinef Award for Best Short Film, and Anusuya Sen Gupta won the Best Actress Award for her film Shameless. Then Payal Kapadia won the country's first ever Grand Prix at the 77th Cannes Film Festival. NHPC honored the Economic Times HR World Future Ready Organization Award 2022. Right, so NHPC was honored with it. Then Major Radhika Sen received the UN Military Gender Advocate of the Year Award. PFC Power Finance Corporation Limited received the CSR Champion for 2024. Next, which company has recently launched India's first tourism index fund? It is Tata Asset Management Private Limited. This tourism index fund is basically a group of companies or stocks that is related to the travel and tourism sector, right? This can include your hotels, this include your food chains, right? This can include your infrastructure, right? Then next thing, remember, the NFO new fund offer for this scheme will be open for subscription from 8th of July. Next thing, remember, this fund will be managed by whom? It will be managed by Kapil Menon. And this fund, it will be comprised of 17 companies. Then if we talk about Grow Mutual Fund, this is an AMC asset management company, and they have received the approval from SEBI to launch India's first inaugural Nifty non-cyclical consumer index fund. Next is name the Indian businesswoman who has recently honored with the France highest civilian award, that is the Knight of the Legion of Honor. So Roshni Nadar Malhotra, she was honored with this, the Knight of the Legion of Honor. Correct, take a note of this. Next, remember, if we talk about Falguni Nayyar, she is the founder and CEO of beauty and lifestyle retail company, that is Nykaa. Correct, and she is the India's top 10 women billionaires. She topped the Hurun India self-made women entrepreneurs list that was released in December 2023. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Utkarsh Small Finance Bank Limited. So Govind Singh, he has been appointed as MD and CEO of Utkarsh Small Finance Bank Limited. He will be in this position for the next 3 years, and his current term is set to end on 20th of September 2024, right? And he has been reappointed here. Then if we talk about Sanjeev Nautiyal here, so RBI has approved the appointment of Sanjeev Nautiyal as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, and this appointment is also for the next 3 years. Next, in July, Roscosmos, that is Russia's state corporation for space activities, has approved the schedule for the creation of Russian orbital station by which year? It will be by 2033. That means we know that there is International Space Station. This will be decommissioning in 2030, right? And China has their own space station now, that is Tiangong Space Station. So Russia don't want to be left out, so they have also launched their own Russian orbital station. One more interesting thing here, remember that instead of this International Space Station, now it will be SpaceX that has taken the contract, and NASA has provided almost $830 billion to SpaceX, $830 million to SpaceX for such project, right? So do remember all these things. Next, who has been recently appointed as the chef de mission for the Indian contingent at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games? So who she will be or who he will be? So right option is Gagan Narang, right? So Gagan Narang will be the chef de mission for India at the Paris Olympic Games 2024. Correct? Take a note of this. Who will lead the 28 members Indian athletes contingent at the Paris Olympic Games? It will be Neeraj Chopra. Who will be the flag bearer here? PV Sindhu and A. Sharat Kamal will be the flag bearers. If we talk about Gagan Narang, he is related to which sport? He is related to air rifle or shooting. Next, which state is said to become the first in India to adopt an action plan for the road safety for the next 10 years? So which is that state? It is Rajasthan. In order to reduce the number of road accidents and the deaths in those road accidents, Rajasthan has become the first state to adopt a action plan, and this proposed action plan is aimed at reducing the road accidents in the state by almost 50% by the year 2030, and World Bank will provide the assistance to the state government of Rajasthan for implementing this action plan, and this will be implemented in 3 phases, that is from 25 to 27, then from 27 to 2030, and then from 2030 to 2033. Then if we talk about Bihar state here, remember Bihar has recently released a special cover to commemorate the 250 years of the copper ticket. This copper ticket was first issued in 1774 in Patna, Bihar. Next, name the Indian automobile company that has recently launched the world's first compressed natural gas bike, that is first CNG bike. Which is it? It is Bajaj Auto, right? And this bike is named as Bajaj Freedom 125. This is the name of this bike, right? This is a dual fuel bike. That means it will work on CNG as well as petrol. Correct? Next, which organization has recently launched an online platform that is named Medical Devices Information System, that is MedDavis? So which is that organization that has released it? It is World Health Organization, WHO, right? This is an innovative online platform that will be serving as the first global open access resource for the information on medical devices. So we can say this is a kind of a database where the information about all the medical devices will be stored, and if anyone wants to access it, they can use this database to find out about the devices that will be used for specific procedures. Correct? Take a note of this. Important question can definitely be asked from this. Next is, which country topped the list of the most affordable countries for the expatriates or immigrants as per the Expect Insider 2020 survey for the personal finance index category conducted by the Internations? It is Vietnam, right? See, what is this? Say for example, I want to shift from India to different part of the world, right? And I want to look for a country that is affordable, that is cheap, and that will fulfill all my needs but at a lower cost. So in this, Vietnam has secured this position. Correct? First position here, and here India was ranked 6th. It is so Vietnam is considered as the cheapest country for the immigrants, right? Or affordablest country. Then if we talk about Vietnam, it is for the 4th consecutive time they have secured the top position here. So on second, it was Colombia. Second was Colombia, right? Next, if we talk about World Press Freedom Index, this World Press Freedom Index 22nd edition was released recently. It was released by Reporters Without Borders, and here Norway has secured the first position. What is the rank of India in this World Press Freedom Index? So India stood at 159th position. That is a very low rank for India. Next, name the mutual fund that was recently launched, India's first oil and gas ETF, that is exchange traded fund. So it is ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. They have launched India's first oil and gas ETF, right? This open-ended ETF will track the Nifty oil and gas total return index, and it will reflect the performance of the companies in this sector. The public subscription for this will begin on 8th of July and it will close on 18th of July, and it is considered as very high risk ETF, right? Then if we talk about SBI Mutual Fund, this is the largest fund house in India, and they have launched SBI Automotive Opportunities Fund. This is an open-ended equity scheme that is following the automotive and allied business activities in this sector. Next, Turkey, they have launched India's first Turkey, they have launched their first indigenously developed communication satellite, TurkSat 6A through the Space Exploration Technologies Corporation's SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. So this TurkSat 6A, this was launched using Falcon 9. It is of Turkey Right, question asked is this Turkset 6A is developed by which organization? So it is developed by Aselsan. It is developed by Aselsan, right? And this, remember, this is a communication satellite. This will enhance the communication between 11 countries. That includes your countries such as your Turkey, India, US, right? And it will help in that process. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new head coach of the India cricket team, that is for senior up to 2027. So recently this was a big news also. Gautam Gambhir has been appointed as the new head coach of the men's cricket team of India, and he will be in this position till 2027. And Jay Shah, he is the secretary of BCCI. He made this announcement. And Gautam Gambhir, he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Rahul Dravid. If we talk about Gautam Gambhir, he is associated with which IPL team? He is associated with Kolkata Knight Riders, right? He used to play for them, but later on he took the role of the manager there, right, in IPL, correct? Or we can say for mentor role there. Then if we talk about Yuvraj Singh, then Usain Bolt, then Chris Gales, they were appointed as the tournament ambassador of the 9th edition of ICC Men's T20 World Cup, where which country hosted it? It was hosted by West Indies and USA. Next, when was the National Fish Farmers Day annually observed across India? It is on 10th of July we observe National Fish Farmers Day, and this is basically to create awareness about the contribution of fish farmers, their aquaculture professionals, and their stakehold in countries' development, right, and feeding the people. Remember, this National Fish Farmers Day was established, or this National Fish Farmers Day, this day is observed as the 24th National Fish Farmers Day. Take a note of this also. Then on March 3 we observe World Wildlife Day, World Tuna Day on 2nd May, then World Pangolin Day on 17th of Feb. Next, which company in partnership with SIDBI recently launched over 140 electric cars for a raid hailing service in Delhi under the Mission 50K EV4 Eco scheme? It is Blue Smart, right? Blue Smart, remember, this is similar to that of Ola or Uber, but with a catch that all the cars here, they are electric, right? Blue Smart, right? So it is SIDBI, they partnered with Blue Smart here to launch 140 electric cars for raid hailing service in Delhi, and this was under the Mission 50K EV4 Eco, correct? Next is who has recently unveiled the trophies of the Durand Cup tournament 2024 held in New Delhi. So President of India Draupadi Murmu ma'am, she unveiled the trophies of the Durand Cup 2024 at a function that was held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi, right? Take a note of this. Next is, according to recently released SBI's Economic Research Department report, that is ERD report, India generated how many jobs between FY14 to FY23? So India generated a total of 125 million jobs, and 1 million is equal to 10 lakh here. So 125 million jobs were generated between FY14 to FY23, correct? Take a note of this. Next, then if we talk about the data 170 million here, remember it is Asian Development Bank. They have approved $170 million policy based loan that is aimed at bolstering India's health system preparedness and capacity to respond to future pandemics. Next, India and Dash have implemented the mutual recognition agreement for organic products with effect from 8th of July 2024. It is India and Taiwan. They have implemented this MRA agreement for organic products with effect from 8th of July. That means the organic products trade between these two countries will enhance. Also remember, Taiwan, they are a major manufacturing hub for electronics market that specifically includes your semiconductor, right? That is the reason China wants to have a control on Taiwan, and USA, they also wants to control Taiwan. But that's a different story. Let's come back. If we talk about Australia here, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, they have partnered with the Australian government so that skills development project can be initiated in the agriculture sector. Next, which organization has recently announced the new World Soil Health Index to establish global standards for soil quality assessment? It is UNESCO. Where is the headquarters of UNESCO? It is in Paris. In Paris, France, and we will be seeing Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France now. Coming back, this new World Soil Health Index, right? This means that we want to preserve our soil. We want to make sure that the health of our soil is good so that we can have good output, right? If soil will be good, then we will be having good and better output. So this index, what will be do? This index, what it will do is this will set the parameters and define the soil in different categories with through which the farmers of different areas can compare the health of their soil based on this index, and based on this index only various parameters, various reports will be mentioned that how they can improve the soil from one index to different index, right? This will also preserve the degradation of the soil, right? Take a note of this. Then if we talk about IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is, they released the red list, and recently in their red list of mangrove ecosystem, 50% of the world's mangrove ecosystem are at the risk of collapse. Next, which is the only Indian NBFC recently selected for FATF Mutual Evaluation Report for 23-24. It is Muthoot Finance Limited, right? So Muthoot Finance is the only Indian NBFC selected for the FATF's Mutual Evaluation Report for 2023 and 2024. See, what is FATF? Financial Action Task Force. This is the organization, they release grey list. Grey list is the list of those countries that are included in terror financing, right? So recently it was Muthoot Finance Limited, and this is the only Indian NBFC that has been selected by FATF Mutual Evaluation Report. This Mutual Evaluation Report of India was adopted during the 6th and the final plenary session of the FATF under the presidency of T. Raja Kumar, and he is from Singapore, that took place on 26th to 28th of June in 2024. Then if we talk about Aadhar Housing Finance Limited, here remember Asian Development Bank, they have signed $60 million non-convertible debentures financing agreement with Aadhar Housing Finance Limited, and this is basically to provide affordable housing loans to the individuals. Next, in July, the 16th Finance Commission constituted a 5-member advisory council and appointed Dash as the convener of the council. So Poonam Gupta was appointed here as the convener of this 16th Finance Commission, right? Or we can say of this 5-member advisory panel that was formed by or constituted by the 16th Finance Commission, right? So this will be a 5-member committee, and who will be heading this 5-member committee? Poonam Gupta. Correct? Take a note of this. This is important. Then if we talk about Vijay Kumar Saraswat here, so government has set up a 7-member committee, and this member committee will be headed by Vijay Kumar Saraswat, and the aim of this committee is basically to propose various measures and promote the commercially viable extraction of critical minerals that are found in limited quantities, because we know these critical minerals, they are very helpful in the development of India's ecosystem as well as India's economy. Next, who has been recently appointed as the principal advisor at the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for the National TB Elimination Program. TB is your tuberculosis, right? This is caused in your lungs. This is a communicable disease, and India aims to eliminate this disease. So recently, who was appointed as the principal advisor at the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for this National Tuberculosis Elimination Program? So here the right option is Soumya Swaminathan. She was appointed as the principal advisor here. As a principal advisor, she will be providing various technical advice on how they can achieve the goals of this program and what are the strategies that they should follow. If we talk about Hema Kohli, Supreme Court of India has reconstituted the Gender Sensitization and Internal Complaints Committee, and Justice Hema Kohli has been appointed to head this committee. If we talk about Jagjit Pavadia here, India's Jagjit Pavadia was re-elected as the member of International Narcotics Control Board for the 3rd term, and the term here is from 2025 to 2030. Next, World Population Day is annually observed across the globe on 11th of July, and it is to create awareness about the global population issues. The theme for this day is to leave no one behind, count everyone, and this was the 30th anniversary of the International Conference on Population and Development Program of Action. Then apart from this, if we talk about 1st of June, we observe this day as Global Day of Parents. Then 3rd of May observed as the World Press Freedom Day, and 25th of April is observed as International Delegates Day. Next, which country has recently led the Global Maritime Discourse at the 132nd session of the International Maritime Organization Council that was held in London, UK? So it is our India that led this Global Maritime discourse at the 132nd session of the International Maritime Organization. Where was this held? The location also becomes important. It was held in London, UK. Also, India, an elected member of the IMO Council in the category of countries with the largest interest in the international seaborne trade, because we know India is surrounded by water on three sides and it is very beneficial for India. Next, which of the following is not one of the 7 projects sanctioned by DRDO to private entities under the TDF Technology Development Scheme? So among them, medium range microwave obstruent shaft rocket. This is the scheme, or this is the project that has not been sanctioned, right? Rest all 4 are sanctioned here. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the PM Narendra Modi's visit to Russia and Austria from 8th to 10th of July 2024? If we look at the options, option A and option B are right. C is wrongly mentioned. A is saying that 22nd India-Russia Annual Summit in Moscow was co-chaired by PM Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin, so absolutely right. B is saying that PM Modi was honored with Russia's highest civilian award, the Order of the Saint Andrew, the Apostle, to recognition of his efforts in the development of a special and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russian relations, absolutely right. And third is India and Russia are set a target to increase the bilateral trade to $200 billion by 2030, including the use of national currencies to bypass the Western sanction. Everything is right here, but the aim is not $200 billion, it is actually $100 billion, right? Next is which country has recently became the 5th full-time member of the Colombo Security Conclave? So Bangladesh recently became the full-time member of the Colombo Security Conclave, right? Also remember Seychelles, it is a observer here, and Mauritius was the 4th member to become the member of this Colombo Security Conclave. These 4 countries that include here are India, Sri Lanka, Mauritius and Maldives, and we just saw that Mauritius, they became the 4th member. Then if we talk about Spain here, remember Spain officially became the 99th member of International Solar Alliance. Next, which organization has recently secured a green loan worth 31.96 billion Japanese yen from the Deutsche Bank AG? It is REC Limited. Rural Electrification Corporation Limited, they have secured a 5-year term green loan, right? This amount has been funded to them so that they can use this money in the development of green projects, that is environment friendly projects, or the projects that will be using sustainable source of energy and it won't be creating any pollution. This loan has been secured through the Deutsche Bank. The branch of this Deutsche Bank is in GIFT City, that is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Next, NPCI International Payments Limited, they have recently signed an agreement with which organization to introduce QR code based UPI payments across Dash. So recently NIPL, they partnered with the Qatar National Bank in order to provide QR based UPI payment system in Qatar, right? So the right option here becomes option 3. Even NIPL, they partnered with Lanka Pay in order to provide UPI services or UPI payment services for the Indian travelers in Sri Lanka. Next, if we talk about the Bank of Namibia, here remember Bank of Namibia, that is the Central Bank of the Republic of Namibia, and NIPL, they have signed an agreement to develop a UPI like payment system in Namibia. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Paytm Payments Bank Limited. So Arun Kumar Bansal has been appointed as the MD and CEO of Paytm Payments Bank Limited. He will succeed whom? He will be succeeding Surendra Chawla. He will be succeeding Surendra Chawla. Then if we talk about Ajit Kumar KK, RBI has approved the appointment of Ajit Kumar KK as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Dhan Lakshmi Bank Limited, and he will be in this position for the next 3 years. Next, in July, French gymnast Eric Poujade passed away at the age of 51. Eric Poujade won a silver medal in artistic gymnastics in the pommel horse event at what? At 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney, Australia. So just remember, he recently passed away. Then next is in July, the researchers discovered a Davis Strait proto-microcontinent between Greenland and Canada. I repeat, scientists has discovered a submerged microcontinent between Greenland and Canada, and it has been named as the Davis Strait proto-microcontinent. right? This is almost 19 to 24 kilometer thick. Next, in 2024, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting advises the private television channels broadcasters to get in-space authorization for non-Indian satellites by 1st of April 2025. I repeat, MIB, they have issued advisory to satellite television broadcasters to seek authorization from in-space for using non-Indian satellites from 1st of April, right? That means these companies, they need to have the Indian satellites only, or if they are not using any Indian satellite, they need to have prior information, or they need to have prior permission from InSpace, so that they can use different satellites from other countries for the broadcasting. Next, with which country did the International Olympic Committee partner to host the inaugural Olympic Esports Games 2025? So it is Saudi Arabia. This is an important question. They will be hosting the inaugural edition, that means the first edition of the Esports Games 2025, the Olympic Esports Games for 2025. This is important, so do take a note of this. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to PM Narendra Modi's visit to Mumbai, Maharashtra on 13th of July? If we look at the options, option B and C are right, A is wrong. A is saying that PM Modi launched the Mukhyamantri Yuva Karya Prakshikshan Yojana, that is an internship scheme for the unemployed youth with an outlay of 6,600 crore rupees. So is it so? So he launched this Yojana but with 5,600 crore rupees scheme. Right, this is the amount here, right? Rest all are important. C option is also important. PM Modi inaugurated the Indian Newspaper Society towers at the INS Secretariat in Bandra Kurla complex, that is BKC, Mumbai. Next, Ministry of Home Affairs has declared Dash as Samvidhan Hatya Divas to commemorate the 1975 emergency in India. So every year June 25 will be observed as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas, that is Constitution Murder Day, and this is to commemorate the 1975 emergency that took place in India, right? And 2025 will be the first edition of this day that will be observed, and this year 2025 it will mark the 50th anniversary of the emergency that was implemented. This was imposed by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, correct? And this will be observed from starting from 2025. Then on April 13 we observed Siachen Day. On 21st of May we observed National Anti-Terrorism Day, and on March 5 we observe International Day for Disarmament and Non-Proliferation Awareness Day. Next, which states were ranked top in the Niti Aayog Sustainable Development Goals India Index 2324? It is Kerala and Uttarakhand. These are the states that is ranked top in the Niti Aayog Sustainable Development Goal India Index 2324. Correct? Take a note of this. At the lowest position it was Bihar. And if we are talking about union territories, it was Chandigarh that has secured the top position. Next, which ministry has recently launched the Skill India Digital Hub portal to ensure beneficiaries receive complete information about all schemes? It is Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, right? That is SIDH, correct? This has been launched, Skill India Digital Hub, correct? This has been launched by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and the aim of this Skill India Digital Hub is to provide and ensure that the beneficiaries, they receive the complete information about the schemes, and accordingly those people can enroll themselves in these schemes and have the skills and training regarding those particular sector so that they can become job ready. And the main aim of this SIDH portal was to create transparency here. Next, name the biennial multinational exercise that was recently participated by Indian Air Force in Australia from 12th of July to 2nd August. It is exercise Pitch Black, right? This is the name of the exercise in which Indian Air Force took part, right, along with Royal Australian Air Force, right? That is Pitch Black exercise. The exercise is running from 12th of July till 2nd of August, right? And this exercise has been since 43 years. Also, this exercise saw the participation of 20 countries with more than 140 aircrafts and more than 4,400 military personnel took part in this exercise. In this, from India, Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet also took part. Then if we talk about exercise Purvi Lahar, it was conducted by Indian Navy and it was conducted on the east coast. Then if we talk about exercise Shakti, this was the 7th edition of the exercise conducted between India and France. Next, Which company has recently received the RBI approval to become a core investment company? It is Geo Financial Service Limited, right? They have recently received the RBI's approval to become a core investment company, right? They are NBFC right now and they will be shifting to core investment company. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new Prime Minister of Nepal succeeding Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand? So, KP Sharma Oli, that is Khadga Prasad Sharma Oli, he became the new Prime Minister of Nepal. Remember, he has been the Prime Minister of Nepal from 2015 to 2016, then from 2018 to 2021, correct, and from May 2021 to July 2021. So we can say this is his fourth term as the Prime Minister of Nepal. Then if we talk about Tolam here, recently Tolam has been appointed as the new president of Vietnam. He is the new president of Vietnam. Next, who has been recently appointed as the chairperson and managing director of Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited? So, Robert Gerard Ravi, he became the new chairman and managing director of BSNL. He will replace whom? He will be replacing Parveen Kumar Purvarji. Correct? Next, if we talk about Manoj Jain here, remember Navratna DPSU Bharat Electronics Limited has appointed Manoj Jain as their new chairman and managing director. If we talk about Atul Kumar Chaudhary has been appointed as the new secretary of TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Next, when was World Youth Skills Day annually observed across the world to promote the development and empowerment of young people? So every year we observe this on 15th of July. The theme for this is Youth Skills for Peace and Development, and for the first time it was observed in 2015. Then on 17th of May we observe World Telecommunication and Information Society Day, and 11th of June is observed as International Day of Play. Next, which state has recently won the Best State in Horticulture Award 2024 at the Agriculture Leaderships Award in New Delhi? It is Nagaland. Nagaland has won the Best State in Horticulture in the Agriculture Leadership Award 2024. So friends, these are your important current affairs. Now, there is a homework question for you. So do let me know in the comment section what is your right answer. Question asked here is that what rank did India secure on the Worldwide Energy Transition Index 2024 released by the World Economic Forum? Now students, let's move to some revision part. This will be a very important session and it will help you in your learning. Next question. Who has recently won the 2024 Cambridge Dedicated Teacher Award for Middle East and North Africa region, that is also known as MENA region? So, Gina Justus, right? Indian origin teacher, Gina Justus in the UAE, right? She's an Indian origin, but she is currently in UAE, right? And she has been named as the regional winner of the 2024 Cambridge Dedicated Teacher Award from the MENA region, that is Middle East and North Africa region. Correct? And remember, she works as a teacher at the Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan International School, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next, name the personality who has recently won the 9th edition of the Oxford Bookstore Book Cover Prize 2024 for the book Beautiful. Bhavi Mehta, right? Designer Bhavi Mehta has won the 9th edition of the Oxford Bookstore Book Cover Prize for 2024, and this is for the book, that is Book Beautiful. So remember, the name of this book also can be asked, right? Then this book Beautiful was published by Hachette India. This was published by Hachette India. Next, name the personality who has been recently awarded with the Whiteley Gold Award 2024 by the Whiteley Fund for Nature in London, UK. So, Purnima Devi Burman, she is the person, she is a wildlife biologist from Assam, Dr. Purnima Devi Burman, and she has been honored with the Whiteley Gold Award, also known as the Green Oscar. Also known as the Green Oscar, right? This was during a ceremony that was held in London, UK. This award was given to her for acknowledging her conservation efforts of the endangered great adjutant stock, that is also known as Hargila in Assam. Next is in May 2024, ProPublica has won the 2024 Dash Award in Journalism under the Public Service category. So, ProPublica won the 2024 Pulitzer Prize award in the journalism under the public service category, right? And here the board has announced the winners of the 108th Pulitzer Prize recently, right? This Pulitzer Prize is given in the field of journalism, books, music, and special citations were also given here. Next is, which country has the highest number of entries in the 9th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list? So it is our India, right? India has the highest number of entries in the 9th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list. India had it is total of 86 entries. Then remember, this was the 9th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list, correct? Next can be asked that we know that India is on the first position, right? So take a note of this. And in this 2024 list, a total of 30 entries were there from 21 countries and territories. Next is, according to Forbes, world's highest paid athlete 2024 list was released in May. Who is the highest paid athlete in the world? So he is a footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Cristiano Ronaldo is the highest paid athlete. He is from Portugal, right? And he has topped the list with a total earning of $260 million in a year, right? Then on second position comes a golfer, that is John Ram. He is related to which sport? He is related to golf, and he had a total earning of $218 million. Then on third position is Lionel Messi, right? And he had a total earning of $135 million. Next, which space organization has recently won the Geospatial Leadership Award 2024 for enabling industry development in public policy during the Geospatial World Forum 2024 held in Rotterdam in Netherlands? So it is Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, that is InSpace, right? So remember, InSpace, they have won the Geospatial World Leadership Award 2024 under the Enabling Public Policy category. And this Geospatial Leadership Award was presented during the Geospatial World Forum that was held in Rotterdam in Netherlands. Next, in 2024, Sailor Tunnel was recognized as the India's highest tunnel by the International Book of Honor, England, UK. The Sailor Tunnel was constructed in which state? So this Sailor Tunnel, it is located in Arunachal Pradesh, right? And it has been recognized as the India's highest tunnel by the International Book of Honor in London, UK, right? This tunnel is an altitude of 13,000 feet and it is constructed under the project Vartak, and it is located in Arunachal Pradesh, correct? This Sailor Tunnel is 2.598 kilometer long. Next, name the book written by Jenny Appenbeck and translated by Michael Hoffman that has recently won the International Booker Prize 2024. It is Kairos. This is the name of the book that has been written by Jenny Appenbeck and translated by Michael Hoffman that recently won the International Booker Prize. Next, who has been recently conferred the prestigious 2024 Shaw Prize in the category of astronomy? So, who has been recently conferred this? So, Srinivas Ramchandra Kulkarni, right? He conferred with the prestigious 2024 Shaw Prize in the category of astronomy. Next, Next is, which of the following airport has recently become the first airport in India to achieve zero waste to landfill accord from the CII-ITC CESD, that is Center of Excellence for Sustainable Development. This is Trivandrum International Airport. Where is this Trivandrum International Airport? This is in Kerala, in Trivandrum, Kerala, and it has become the first airport in India to achieve the zero waste to landfill. Right, this airport is working on the principle of 5R, that is reduce, reuse, reprocess, recycle and recover of the sustainable waste management, and they are able to sustainably manage the waste of almost 99.5%. The following ministry is not a part of the unified legal and policy framework for One Health initiative. It is Ministry of Ayurveda, Yoga, Neuropathy, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy, that is Ministry of Ayush, is not a part of unified legal policy framework for One Health initiative. Rest all are the part of this unified legal and policy framework for One Health initiative. This One Health, or basically remember, if we talk about this One Health initiative, this is a multi-sector and multi-stakeholder initiative. Basically all the sectors that are required in this initiative so that our health is properly kept check, and all the technology sector that will help the health sector, correct, are incorporated in it, right? Then this consultation is being organized to generate ideas on the legal and policy views of the core domains of One Health. Next, in June, the smallest Asian elephant subspecies, Bornean elephant, has been assessed as dash by the International Union for Conservation of Nature's red list of threatened species. So this Bornean elephant has been declared as endangered. Right? Then if we talk about vulnerable here, remember International Leopard Day on annually observed on 3rd of May. Right? And this is basically to create awareness and about the protection and conservation of the leopards, that is the most adaptable of the big cats. And here leopards, they are listed as vulnerable in the red list of IUCN. Next, World Bank has approved dash for second low carbon energy pragmatic development policy operation to accelerate the development of low carbon energy in India. So World Bank, they have approved $1.5 billion for second low carbon energy pragmatic development policy operation that will be accelerating the development of low energy carbon in India. That means we will be shifting to renewable sources of energy that will be generating less to no carbon on generation of electricity. Then if we talk about $2.6 billion of amount, as per the Ministry of Defense, Indian defense sector recorded the highest ever defense exports that amounted to $2.6 billion, and this is for FY24. Next, in June, SEBI, they have raised the threshold of the basic service demat account from the existing limit of 2 lakh rupees to 10 lakh rupees. So the basic threshold or the threshold of the basic service demat account, correct, that was earlier 2 lakh rupees, has now been exceeded to 10 lakh rupees. Correct. What is the aim of this? So that the small investors will participate in the stock market and promote their financial access. And these new regulations, they will be coming into effect from 1st of September 2024. And as per the BSDA regulations, an individual can only have only one demat account where the person is sole or the first holder of all the depositories. And if the amount securities here exceed 10 lakh rupees for the debt and both non-debt securities and any time, then that will be converted then it will be converted from BSD account to a normal account. Next, which bank has recently signed an agreement to provide financial support of over 850 crore rupees for urban infrastructure project in Mumbai with Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority? It is KfW Bank. This is a Germany based bank, right? So Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority, they signed an agreement with KfW Bank, that is a Germany based bank, to provide financial support of up to 850 crore rupees for the urban infrastructure projects in Mumbai. Correct? Take a note of this. Then if we talk about Asian Development Bank here, Asian Development Bank has agreed to replenish $5 billion for the Asian Development Fund. This Asian Development Fund basically is replenished after every 4 years, and this amount is used for the development in the poor and the most vulnerable developing countries. So it is $5 billion. Next, who was recently elected as the new president of the European Council? So Antonio Costa was re-elected as the was elected as the new president of the European Council. He will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding Charles Michel of Belgium, and he will be taking this. Antonio Costa will be taking the position in December 2024. Correct. And also remember, Antonio Costa is known as the Gandhi of Lisbon. Correct. Then if we talk about Ursula von der Leyen, she is of Germany and she has been nominated for second 5-year term as the president of European Commission. Next, name the helicopter that was recently de-inducted by the Indian Navy after 17 years of the service. So what is the name of that helicopter? It is UH-3H. Correct. So Indian Navy bid farewell to the UH-3H helicopter after 17 years of the service. Take a note of this. This UH-3H helicopter, it will be replaced by whom? It will be replaced by Sea King 42C helicopter. Correct. Sea King 42C helicopter will be replacing this UH-3H helicopter. Then if we talk about Mi-17 V5, Indian Air Force, they have conducted Bambi bucket operation, that is basically conducted in Uttarakhand to take out the forest fires, and in that the helicopter that was used is Mi-17 V5. Next, the Department of Telecommunication conducted a trials to provide 5G connectivity using dash in the case of disaster or emergencies. So, Department of Telecommunication conducted the trials to provide 5G connectivity using the balloons in the case of disaster or emergencies. Next, which Indian state has recently become the first to generate 1 crore tokens through the Ayushman Bharat Health Account ID? It is Uttar Pradesh. UP has become the first Indian state to generate 1 crore tokens through Ayushman Bharat Health Account ID, and it has generated a total of 1 crore 43 lakh tokens so far. And here Uttar Pradesh, then Andhra Pradesh, correct, and then Karnataka. Right, so Uttar Pradesh stands on the top position, then comes your Andhra Pradesh on second, and then Karnataka on the third position. Next, name the portal that has been recently launched by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation to provide real-time data to planners, policymakers, researchers, and general public. So it is E-Sankhi, right? E-Sankhi. This is the name of the portal that has been recently launched by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and it is to provide real-time data to the planners, policymakers, researchers, so that their better output can be generated and a better decision can be taken. Correct. And this portal was launched by Dr. Arvind Pangaria, the chairman of the 16th Finance Commission. It was launched on the National Statistics Day, that is observed on 29th of June, and the theme for this National Statistics Day being use of data for decision making. I repeat, the theme of this day is of the Statistics Day is use of data for decision making. Then if we talk about BhashaNet here, MEITY, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, along with your NIXI, that is National Internet Exchange of India, they have launched BhashaNet portal to advance the vision of digital inclusion. Next, according to the new TRAI, according to the new Telecommunication Mobile Number Portability, that is the 9th Amendment Regulations of 2024 released by TRAI. So, how long is the waiting period required after a SIM swap or replacement for a Mumbai mobile number to become eligible again for porting? So, how long is the waiting period required after a SIM swap or replacement for a mobile number? So, after 7 days, after 7 days of the SIM swap or replacement, the mobile number of that mobile number, it becomes eligible for a porting. Here remember, because there is a number that is UPC number, unique porting code. Once it is generated, it cannot be generated another for the 7 days, and that this UPC code, it is required for the mobile number portability. So if you have recently swapped your SIM or before that you have replaced your SIM, Then for after that you have to wait at least 7 days to become eligible for porting. Next, which ministry has recently constituted a 26-member advisory committee on national account statistics chaired by Biswanath Goldar to revise the base year for GDP data? So it is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Right? This new committee will be headed by Biswanath Goldar, the former professor of the Institute of Economic Growth, as their chairman. And the committee will have a tenure of 5 years.